Well, if you live in Framingham, I hope by now you've heard about the proposal by the Charter Commission to change the form of government from town to city. But do you know that this question of how we govern ourselves has been kicked around for the last 100 years? The Framingham History Center invited town historian Fred Wallace and past History Center board president Kevin Swope to do some digging into our government's history and came up with a program called Charter Chat. Since 1911, there have been 7 attempts for charter reform. This program aims to explain how we arrived at where we are today.
That the town was having.
And I just thought of these people who have been working to try to make this town a city for so many years, and like, what? So I just thought, let's do a history. Let's put what's going on now into some kind of context, and this could be really interesting.
I knew there was a vote in the 1920s. In fact, when we started, we had no idea how many votes there were. And as we went along, we found, oh, there's one in 1978. I never heard of that one. Oh, there's one in 1967. I never heard of that one. The other thing that I was surprised by was I assumed it was just sort of city versus town every single time. But a lot of them weren't even about city. It was about a town manager or some other government reform. Ultimately, what we hope is just sort of a sense of historical perspective, that these issues aren't new, that it's been debated for over 100 years now, and hopefully that people can take a step back and not make it as personal as it sometimes seems to get.
We really wanted to keep it as a historic view and a context, and not get into the current debate, but just really provide a backdrop and a context. So, and I think people who are really involved, that are on either side, I think they got a lot out of it. So that was the objective. We wanted to show the relevance of history and how it can inform current debate and what's going on.
Big ads from the local newspaper, and as you can see at the bottom of each, there's a list. There are lists of names, and I'll bet that at least a half a dozen people in this room whose names are on these sheets.